Hey guys, it's me, Paul Techi, and today I want to tell you guys my lead poisoning story. Okay, so on December 4th, I was sitting here around about dinner time, and I was thirsty, and I got up and went to the tap and got a glass of water. Walked back to where I'm sitting now, drank it, and then as soon as I swallowed it, I started getting oozy and started feeling like I was gonna faint. Like honestly felt like I was gonna faint. So I laid down for a bit until I was able to gather my strength. Got up in the car. I hope you guys can hear that. It's like what time is it? It's like 6:45 in the morning. I hope you guys can hear the sounds. That's the boats and the trains notifying the area that I'm up to get ready. So when I get up early, like I am now, the boats, the trains on my area will start honking. They're honking now. I hope you guys can hear them. I can go up closer to the door and you can hear them better. So that's what they do is they honk to notify the few stalkers that have been placed near me to wake up or to get ready because I am up and I might go outside. So for them to get ready. Anyways, getting back to my lead poisoning. So after I drank the water, got dizzy, laid down, got back up for a bit. As soon as I was able to get my strength and gather up, I sat down and looked up. I don't know what it is, but something said in my brain, look up the effects of lead poisoning. Oh, to be honest, they have been everywhere I've gone. They have been what do you call it? Psychologically, what do they call it? Directed conversation at me about lead poisoning. That I'm drinking lead poisoning, right? And this has been going on for about a few weeks. I've been watching this woman on YouTube, Lolita Coroli, and for the last few months she's been going off about not drinking the water. He's saying that the next AI system has something to do with the water. Don't drink the water. She's been saying, I've been watching a video for months now, and she's been saying it. Don't drink the water. And also, the gang stalkers, when they come near me and they have directed conversation, is two people will be talking near me close enough that I can hear it, and they're talking about my life and things that I do, but they're pretending they're talking to each other. And they kept talking about how actually, they were talking about how Lincoln and all those old presidents suffered from lead poisoning from drinking water in rusted pipes, and they didn't know they were being lead poisoning. So that was the conversation. I'm glad I remember that those two people were having in front of me, and I kept going, why do I keep hearing about lead poisoning? Why are they, when usually when they do that, they're trying to tell me something. So when I drank the water and I felt dizzy and I almost like fainted and I got up, I looked up the effects of lead poisoning on Google. And sure enough, a BC is British Columbia, which is the province I live in fake Canada, USA. There is an article by the health organization that covers this area talking about finding high levels of lead in the drinking waters around the community centers, the elementary schools around my area. And then I read it and I found out, and I remember once I read that, I remember a conversation I had with my handler's father when I met them. If you guys remember my old video where I was on those ATVs going through the forest, that was at my handler's parents' house in Nelson, BC. Okay, so that time that was the first time I ever met them. While we were having dinner, the dad brought up a conversation about this house that I'm in having lead in the pipes, where my handler quickly dismissed the conversation because when my handler doesn't want me to know something, someone's outside talking and she doesn't want what she would do is quickly change the subject and then give the person an evil eye, like don't talk about this in front of him. And she does that a lot when I go in public with her. She will start trading. I would notice that she's trading back and forth with the stalkers. Usually she's dressed in the color of one of the teams. So she will be like wearing pink shorts with the black tank top. And then when I go out, I'll see a gang stalker, usually a guy in pink shorts and black, like she's dressed. We go to dinner. I've noticed that there's a couple of people wearing pink and black. And then once I see that, I start using reflective, because guys, I'm not kidding. They can see through my eyes. So I have to be careful at things I look at. So in order to watch people, I usually have to use reflective surfaces in order to watch them, so they can't tell that my eyes are on them. Because the people, as soon as I look at them, they can feel it, and they change whatever they're doing instantly. So in order to watch my handler and see who she communicates with, I can't give out my secrets or they're going to block it. But I use things that reflect. You know what reflects? This thing you're watching me on is reflective, right? So this is how I watch people from behind me in public, with this thing that you're watching me on. Get it? There's lots of reflective things around you. You just have to be aware of it. I have to be aware of my surroundings because of what I'm going through. So anyways, just to get back to the poisoning, I realized that, so I rush myself to, it's called Peace Arch Hospital. It's right on the border of United States and Canada in British Columbia. Well, it's like White Rock and Seattle. For my American friends that you don't know, Seattle, Washington, it's like a 45-minute drive from where I am right now, right? I'm pretty sure where I am is the States. It's just that they've broken it off and created a fake country called Canada with it. But in reality, in you guys' reality, it's part of the United States. That's why none of the laws here. I'm going to film, guys, me in court. I'm going to show you that I'm going to present them with common law, and they're going to disagree with it because it's not a real country. They can make up whatever laws. They can do whatever they want, right? They can be as unfair as possible. You can go there and present them. Anyways, and another thing I want to see this T-shirt I'm wearing? This is where the handler that has been lying by omission to the lead in the drinking water here works, just so you know. It's funny, I didn't even plan to wear this. I just noticed that while doing this video. Anyways, God must be wanting to put them on blast. Anyways, so I go to the hospital, Peace Arch Hospital in White Rock, right? White Rock, BC, Canada. I go in there, and my words to them are, I want to find a form to show you. I think I've been exposed to lead in my drinking water, and can you please test me for lead? Sure. Yes, they do it. They make me wait. They finally bring me to the other waiting room where I'm swarmed with gang stalkers sitting there pretending to be sick. They were all on pause. This is the funny thing about being gang stalkers when you walk in a room, is when you walk in, the first few seconds, you will notice that everybody is on pause. It's like they're sitting there waiting for you to walk in. Have you ever had that feeling that you walked in a room and then boom, all eyes on you? And you realize, especially if you get on the bus. If you ever been on the bus and it's busy and you're the only one getting on and you walk in, what do you see? Boom, everybody's eyes right at you. Okay, this is the feeling I have all day long. The same with the feeling of there's eyes watching you. You know, whenever you can feel someone's watching you, but you don't know, but you can feel eyes on you, but you're not aware of it. You can't see anybody, but later on you realize that there's someone hiding there looking at you, whether it's in the window or behind a tree, but you could feel them watching you before you finally saw them. That's the feeling I live with when I'm outside. Right? So whatever, I go in there, and to my surprise, within 5 minutes of going into the second wait room at the hospital, Peace Arch, the nurse, Asian woman, comes right out of the thing, and she starts taking my blood test. Right, I was expecting to be waiting there for a long time. I played the wait game. So when I went to the second waiting room and she came within minutes of me getting there, I was quite surprised. Like, whoa, maybe they're gonna actually treat me like a normal human being and let me out of here in time. So the woman comes to me, and I make sure I talk to her to get information. I'm go, yes, I think, are you drawing blood for lead poisoning? Yes, we are. Okay, where are you guys? Oh, we're on the second floor of the Peace Arch Hospital. We test, we're the lab, we test for blood. You're gonna be testing me for lead poisoning. Yeah. I'm like, how long do I know until I know the results? It's like, about an hour. The doctor should go over the results with you. So I sit there for about an hour and a half, going on to two, and I realize that these guys ain't gonna give me my test results. So I walk up to the counter and I ask them, "Hey, I'm just wondering how long until I have to see the doctor." This is being there after being there for 2 plus hours. They go, and they're all gang stalkers because they all know me. You get the feeling that everybody knows everything about you in that room. All right. And there's all these fake coughing, all these handicapped people. And of course, the handicapped people have to be like this to my face, right? The sick and handicapped always have to be like this. I remember I was at a party not too long ago, this past weekend, because I just wanted to get out at night. And then I was watching another targeted individual from Amsterdam that was saying that if you go out at night, the gang stalking program has to pay the stalkers almost double time in money, right? So when you go out, and I don't go out at night very much at all. So when the opportunity came for me to go out at night, it was like maybe 10 at night or something, or 11 at night. So when I went to this party, there was about 15, 20 people in this little garage party. Everybody at the party took turns being like this to my face. This person will come, and it's almost like they come this close to look into my eyeballs, as if they know that there's a camera in there and they have to get your face in it in order to really get paid. The party of 20 people, I knew like 5 people in there. All 20 people ended up coming to my face to talk like this. And you can always, because they're drunk, right? These are drunken people, so they're like stumbling, like looking into my eyeballs like this, right? Because they all know that there's cameras that is looking at them. So they just want to, I don't know if when they get back to the real reality, they just sit there with popcorn and then they just watch the images that they see through my eyes. Guys, I know it sounds crazy, but this is the crazy world we live in now. It's 2025. You guys got to get off the Flintstone technology that you're on, man. These guys have technology you are not gonna believe. And the thing about the drones, and that's another thing, the drone thing. I remember I made a video where I forgot one of these islands, and I got up at 5 in the morning and the drones were up, and I made a video showing the drones. Someone wrote a comment on my video going, that idiot, he doesn't even know the difference between a star and a drone. And I'm like, when did the star start? There's only one star in the sky blinking white lights like this and moving as I move and just blinking and blinking and blinking and moving with me and blinking. That's what a star looks like. Usually if there's one star, there's many stars in the sky. There's not just one star and nothing else. They do these things in my world before they do in your world because nobody believes me and they have me cut off. I don't know if these videos are finding real people, but God just keeps telling me to keep doing it because Sam thought the same thing, that he didn't know that it was finding real people, but it found me and it saved my life. And there's another thing I want to show you. Like I said, it's 6 in the morning, right? You see these boats? I wish you can see going back and forth. As soon as I opened the blinds, it was empty. Now that my eyes, you see the lights there are all pointing directly into my eyes. Right? It's for my eyes. That's why, look, I'm gonna back up. You see? Boom. It's directly into my eyes. I have to see constant movement. I cannot go a minute without seeing constant movement. Anyway, so getting back to the poison story. So I go there and I take it, and then I go to the counter to ask when I am going to see the doctor about my results, and they tell me that it's going to take 9 hours. Guys, there's like seriously about 10 to 15 people in the lobby waiting, all pretending. It gets loaded up a lot more the more I wait. Like it kept getting busier and busier. People, like if you watch the video, and another thing about the video of me in White Rock Hospital, I have an iPod I'm playing with, right? I use that iPod instead of taking my cell phone with me because they track me with the cell phone. So they find me because I have a chip in me, but the low level ground stalkers use my cell phone to track me. I've noticed that. So I don't take my cell phone with me everywhere I go. So I take my iPod in order to block the sounds that they're going to make, and then I leave my phone. So because of that, since I showed that iPhone on my video, my last videos, go down below in these videos to look at me at the hospital in a little hole playing with my iPod. Do you know what they did? They gave me a blackout. Yeah, this is Canada, and I have like monthly blackouts as if I'm back in Africa, which is the conclusion of this video. Right? They gave me a blackout. They give me a whole day of a blackout. And then what they do is when they turn back the power, they throw so much surge that it fries like things like iPods, like things that don't have much, it doesn't take much voltage to fry them. So the iPod that I use to listen to music in order to block out the sounds when I go on public and I don't take my phone, they fried it. You don't believe me? Here, I'll show you guys. Just hold on. This is it. See, guys? They fried it. It won't charge. See? I'm turning it on. It won't charge. You know why? So that I have to take my cell phone everywhere I go so they can follow me. This is the iPod that I'm having. This is the case, in case you wanted to see it. I've had this for a long time. It works. They sent so much voltage that I fried it. It would no longer work. So that when I go out, I have to take it. If I want to block out the sounds, I have to take my phone to listen to music. Right? This is the type of things that they do to get me. Here's another thing. This is, I went to get an x-ray. So I'll tell you the story about this after I'm done with the lead poisoning. So I finished the lead poisoning. They tell me I have to wait 9 hours to get my results. And I was like, whoa, what do you mean? You want me to sit here and get gang stalked for 9? That's a whole shift. The nurses that I'm dealing with getting off work and another nurse is coming for a whole shift, them leaving, and those people coming back again in order for me to get my results. I'm going to say it again so you can tell. The nurses that are telling me I have to wait nine plus hours to get my results are gonna leave their shift, go home, come back and go to sleep and do this and come back again in order for, but then I'm gonna get my results. That's how ridiculous my world is about wasting my time. So I go, isn't there any other way I can find my results without having to wait for 9 hours? Like, people have to go to work. You expect people to sit here for 9 hours for a blood result? And then this old lady, gangstalker, goes, hey, you know what? You can check your results from Life Labs. I kind of, hold on for a minute. I want to find out. Oh, see? I'm glad. This is my test results. I don't know if you guys can see it here. It says lead poisoning. The reason for visit. Hold on. Right here. Where my finger is. It says reason for visit, lead poisoning. Let me see if it. You guys, I don't even care if my personal information. I'm moving out of here and moving to Africa anyway. So you guys can, we'll see if they let that happen. Reason, I wish this phone will like. Anyways, it says lead poisoning. This is my blood. This is my lead results that they gave me, guys. This has everything on it except for my lead poisoning. It's telling me about my white blood cells. It tells me about things I didn't ask for except for the reason for my visit. They omitted that out because I didn't want to sit at the hospital for 9 hours and get gang stalked and have every fake sickness you have ever imagined be put in my face until I am completely drained of energy and I can barely walk and drive myself home. They went into my blood results and omitted the lead poisoning test out and refused to give it. Today is December what? December 18th. I did the results on the December 4th. I did the test on the 4th. They refused to give it to me, guys. This is, is this a real country? What hospital designed to save lives refused to give you your results of an illness so that you can treat it? It's not even because, so I want to get people back for lying by omission and having me drink lead poisoning for 6 years, right? I'm not, because what they're gonna do is they're gonna be like, oh, we're fearful for this person, we're gonna give them order of protection. The fact that the person who knowingly misled me about the lead poisoning works for this company has life insurance on me through that same person. Okay? So it's just a coincidence. It's just my schizophrenia, okay? How did I know that this company has life insurance on me, guys? Taxes. CRA told me. I'm doing taxes. Called them, right, to find out what's going on. They told me that, hey, the guy on the phone, do you know there's life insurance from, and then he names the medical company. And I was like, I don't, what? I don't have life insurance. So then I did my background and realized it's coming from this person's work that has added me as a dependent on their medical. And that same person willingly has omitted the fact that I shouldn't be drinking the tap water. And surprisingly, they don't drink the tap water. They drink bottled water and soda water and alcohol. That's all they drink. Actually, not that much water, just alcohol. But I kept looking at them. I'm like, how can this person just drink that and survive? While this person was watching me guzzle down with lead-infused water with life insurance on me, guys. This is what right? In this world, everything is reversed. They call good people bad and they call the bad people good. This is how you know you're dealing with demons. They lie, they steal, and they kill. That's what demons do. If you have a friend that lies, you know he has ability to kill, and you know he steals, because lying and stealing goes hand in hand. That's a demon. That's the three things to find out if you're dealing with a human or demon. They lie, they steal, and if you're giving them a chance, if they can get away with it, they will kill. A perfect example of a person like that is, and I know this is a fiction, it's not really a fictional character, it's real, is George Costanza from Seinfeld, right? He's the perfect example of a person that lies and steals, and if he can get away with it, he will kill somebody. If you watch Seinfeld, you will notice that Jerry Seinfeld many times questioned Jason Alexander's character, George, if he will kill somebody. He even asked if he killed Susan, his fiancée or his wife, on purpose with those fake envelopes. Because they have those characteristics: short, fat, pissed off at the world because they feel like they're injustice because of the way they look, as if it's my fault that they're fat and stubby and bitter at the world, like I had something to do with it. So therefore I have to die so that they can financially benefit and live the life that they feel like they are entitled to. Anyways, again, you see how I go off topic. I'm already half an hour in it. I'm just talking about my lead poisoning story. So they refuse to give it to me, and then they tell me that they can also send it to my doctor, and my doctor can go over it with me. And my doctor here is Dr. Schmidt, and that's SMIT. William, WILLEM Schmidt. And he's at Trident Medical down the street here in Surrey. So I go there and I ask the doctor if we to go over the the results of my blood work. This with me. Where's the other paper? And he tells me, the Dr. Schmidt tells me he doesn't know how to read this result, my blood test result. When I ask him how come the reason says lead poisoning, but there's no, what happened is this is a bunch of mumbo jumbo. So took a screenshot of this, put it in AI and asked AI to read it to you like a normal person, in normal person English. And then ask AI if this result indicates anything about lead poisoning or even tested for lead poisoning. AI will easily tell you everything you need to know about it, right? So knowing that, armed with that, right? Because this is how you have to find out if you're dealing with real humans or demons pretending, or actors pretending to be doctors, nurses. You don't go there without knowing some facts, because they're just gonna bold-faced lie to you. So I asked the doctor, and he tells me he can't. This is a doctor, guys. A doctor doesn't know how to read a blood test results. Dr. SMIT, a Trident Medical Clinic on Surrey, BC, doesn't know how to read a blood test. So I asked him, does he know why, how come the hospital are refusing to release my lead poisoning results to me? They play dumb. They don't know nothing. They have never heard of lead poisoning. I am schizophrenic asking about lead poisoning. Who is lead poisoning? This is how they treat me. I'm schizophrenic. You have to understand, I live in a world full of mentally ill people. They are all mentally ill, but they are surrounded by themselves, so they encourage each other that they are normal when they are mentally very, very, very ill people. Very sadistic, very sinister people. They have serious mental illness. Instead of treating it, they have created a fake country with them in it. Just think about that, guys. Think of our mental ward. Go like Bellevue Hospital, New York. Or think of the worst mentally ill hospitals with people throwing feces at the wall and at themselves and talking to ghosts and all this stuff, and putting them as a weapon in order to take a normal person down with. Imagine, do you know what will happen to a normal person if you took a normal person and put them in a mental ward and left them there for 45 years or 43 years? When you come back to that person, he's going to be cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs like the rest of them. Guys, that's what they're doing to me. But I've been with the power and the strength of God and Moses and the angels of Gabriel. I've been fighting these people, not even knowing. With my spirit, guys, I didn't even know they're doing this to me my whole life. And I've been fighting them. Every time I take a step outside, there's so many little traps set up for me to destroy me. They're taking my money. They're trying to make me homeless. They hate me in Canada, but yet they won't let me leave. Like, they've been telling me they're going to take my home from me, like, all month long, blah, blah, blah. I finally tell them, okay, I'm going to Africa. You should have seen your face. What? You're going to Africa? Now, I can tell now they're going to stop me from going to Africa. I can tell because they've done it so many times. I think they think I'm bluffing about leaving this Truman Show. So when they get the whiff that I'm actually serious, they start panicking and trying to get me in trouble so that I'm forced to stay here. This is the same people every day of my life tell me how much they hate me here. Do you see the schizophrenic behavior I deal with in this world? It's a world of compulsive liars. I am trying to be honest with compulsive liars. Do you know what they do with my honesty? They punish me harsh. Because all they are trying to do is prove that I'm a liar just like they are. But they don't realize that I'm lying because of their behavior. You see, they call me whatever names they call me. As me reacting to their toxic behavior is the problem. And then they put me in front of court. I'm going to tell you this thing. I'm not sure. I have a family court order where the order they've been using to gouge me is fake, with a fake judge. I can prove it because the woman that did the order was stupid enough to sign the judge's name on it. They didn't. I'm going to show it. And the fact I'm telling you this, they're going to have rebuttals with fake documents, right? Because they control this whole world. They're going to put me. Let me tell you what they're going to do. They're going to put me in a courtroom with all female judges. All female. Everything female. And if there's a male, it will be the most feminized male you have ever seen in your life. Honest, this is another thing I want you guys to go around when you walk around. Try to see how many males you see that are not feminized in this society. Just walk around and just look at the men. Not the ones trying to act tough or act like they're real masculine, but they're like doing too much. Just look at them and see how many you're like, that's a real man right there. Very few. They're all feminized because this society will decimate you if you don't feminize yourself as a man. If you don't pull down your pants and put on a skirt. Whatever, if you call the skirt a kilt, whatever. That's what they want from men. They want us to be completely enslaved to them. It's the female spirit. I'm just going to tell you, this is what I've already looked up the judge that they have me assigned to. She's known for corruption, but everything, if you read it, she always rules in favor of the company or a female that is wrong in the case. She rules for companies and she rules for females. I've read her case study because I know they're going to put me in again in another fake court. And if they're not going to put me in a fake court, they're going to put a judge that is so bought and paid for that this is the ruling. I'm going to tell you how the judge is going to rule. This is what they do. They have done this to me so many times and they just repeat the same thing. When the judge is about to rule, he'll be like, first, he will sweet talk me first in the beginning. Oh, hi, Mr. Tachi. I do believe you presented a very good case and you're right about a lot of things. And then there's a but. Once I hear that but, I know I'm about to be smacked with the gavel. I guarantee you, that's what they sweet talk me and then they ignore every fact and then they take every hearsay that my conspirator, my co-defendant or whatever you want to call it is talking about. They will come and they will tell a story that will have no proof of it, not a shred of proof. I'll tell a story with proof. And then at the end, they will acknowledge my proof. The judge will be like, I acknowledge your proof, but I don't care. Here is the result. You have to do it. And another thing I know they like to do is they like to get me to sign. I have to sign, right? Because I'm signing a binding contract with witches. Guys, I'm going to make the what do you call it, thumbnail, the picture of the judge that I'm going to face. And look at this judge's picture and tell him if she's going to be not biased to her. They're going to put me in a courtroom where the judges are female, the stenographers are female, the secretaries are female, the sheriff, maybe the sheriff might be a male, but he's going to be, what they'd like to do, there's two sheriffs they like to give me, either very tall, like towering over me, like you can tell this is a straight corn-fed, potato, steroid monkey, what do you call it, sheriff, like towering. They love to do that. Or a female sheriff. My bet is, since I'm making this video, is most likely going to be a big male towering sheriff instead of female. Right? Because usually it's just all females in the courtroom and it's myself, and you can just feel the hatred coming out of their pores. But a lot of the times, the way I speak and the way I present to myself, I do offend them, but I make so much logic that you can see it piercing through their bias, little by little. But some of these people have completely and utterly sold their soul to Lucifer for their success in this world, that You can show them the sky and the moon, and it will still tell you they don't see it. So to get back to my lead poisoning, so I found out they won't give me the results. They're trying to rush me out of this place before I can find out how much damage has been done to my system. So I went when I went to go see the Dr. Schmidt, and he wouldn't read it, and I started shaming him about how he's a doctor and he can't read a blood test. So he's either an actor or he's not a real doctor. He decided to do me a favor, and I'm like, how about just get me an MRI? MRI, guys, if you can see the list of the things I was getting done, right? MRI, I was like, okay, how about this? Can you get me an X-ray to test? And I'm telling you, these are the exact words I used to test for foreign bodies in my body. I had surgery, and I believe that uh, some foreign bodies were left inside me, and I would like to take an X-ray to see. And I also have lower backbone, like a tailbone pain from when I sit down too long. It hurts. So he gives it to me, and then he writes this, guys. I, as a patient, don't get to write on this form. The doctor does. So let me show you what they did to me at Delta Hospital in order not to do the x-rays, right? He put down here under clinical history, I don't even know how, here. You see here, he put down routine. Right? It doesn't say reason, it just says clinical history. He put down routine. So I get to Delta, right? I get to Delta, and Delta, they take the form, they scan it, they tell me to wait in the waiting room. I'm sitting there. All of a sudden, what happened? I get up because I didn't have like my headphones to listen to, and all the stalking started picking up, and they start talking, so I wanted to block it. So I walk up to the front counter where they process this paperwork, and I go, oh, I'm just going outside to my car to grab something. I'll be right back. So as I come back in from my car, I see one nurse whispering to the woman, the secretary that processes this paper, in her ear. And once she looked up and saw me, she quickly ran away. In the video you see, she's the one wearing pink that comes back. Because after I start asking the secretary questions, and she started having a brain cramp. So the other one came in order to they back each other up in their lives, right? They tag team you in their lives. Like I told you, it's a group of mentally ill people that back each other up so that they can perpetuate the mental illness. They can keep it going. They pat each other on the back. No, you're not a psycho. You're not a sociopath. No, you're a wonderful girl. It's him. He's abusive. He just didn't see the glory in your sociopathicness, right? So what? You want to poison his drink, right? It's because he didn't pay attention to you. He doesn't recognize your awesomeness and your beauty while they blow smoke up each other's ass, right? This is what my world is made out of. A bunch of psychopaths blowing smoke up each other's ass about what a great and wonderful job they are doing. They can barely look at me in the eyes anymore nowadays, but they pat each other on the back because they get to make money and they get to have the life that they feel that they're entitled to by parasiting off other people. So anyways, I went there to get the MRI done. They won't do it. This is my life. So they're gonna they're acting like they want to get me out of here. I want to leave. This is my last year in Canada. This is my last year on this Truman Show. I'm pretty sure when I leave, it's going to continue in Ghana because they did the same thing to me in Ghana. I'm not going to Ghana. I said Africa. So they can go set up shop all they want over there, but that's not my final destination. I will go visit, but it's not my final destination. And there's no point in guys having secrets in this thing because they see through my eyes. They hear what I hear. They see what I see. You can't hide anything from people like that. They're invading me through my body. Anyways, thank you for taking the time to listen. So this is my story for this wonderful Christmas. And I hope And another thing, guys, enjoy, if you like Christmas, enjoy it. Who cares if it was made into pagan holiday? That's not what you're celebrating for. You're not celebrating pagan. You're celebrating God. You're not, well, get rid of the pagan like trees and stuff like that. But I'm just saying, enjoy holiday in the name of God, not in the name of a pagan God. Okay? Everything has its opposites. They take from God and turn it satanic. So you take their satanic and turn it godly. Get it? Like, and another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start going back to church. I'm going to start taking my gang stalkers to church. I just got to find a church with a pastor with a message that will start slowly creeping in their head. Because they go everywhere I go. So I'm going to start taking them places where I feel like they need to be in order to get the help that they need. And there's nothing here there's no psychiatry that's going to help these people, guys. There's no help any human can offer to these people. The only person that can save them is Jesus and God. That's it, guys. If you are a psychiatrist or shrink or therapist or a holier path or whatever, and you think you can break these people out of their psychopathy, good, unless you have the anointing of Jesus Christ on you, good luck. Okay? These people's mental illness gets worse the more they're with each other. And they've been made into a country called Canada. No word of a lie. I am tired, I am exhausted, and I just want to get out. This is the ending of the Truman Show. This is the last year. I'm guaranteeing you this. This is the last year. So either they're going to let me leave to Africa, or I'm going to end up in prison for the rest of my life. This is what's going to happen. Let me go, pay me my money and let me go, and go retire my last 20 years left on life. That's what I got to say. Anyways, be sober, be vigilant, because the adversary is a roaring lion waiting to devour you. All right? Until we talk again.